Pick up stuff when you around people.
That part. Good morning to you. The first. I turned it. Good morning to you. Hello and good morning and welcome to Coffee and Conversations.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Get this Folgers.
Get up in here. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Okay.
I was not lying because I could just smell it when it come out. You can smell that Maxwell house.
It's different. You smell.
I was like, oh no. Now I see why my mother switched. She was Maxwell house.
Agave is the best part
forever
of sweetening up the coffee.
Yeah, because
the best part to sweetening up the coffee in your cup. And it's healthy.
Oh yeah, that's the truth right
healthy
there.
Living right there. But yes, good morning. It is Friyay. How many people are excited about Friday? I had a very productive morning. I've been up since 6:30, so I guess I'm giving my regular voice, not so much of my little Miss Raspy is a little bit more developed because I've been up talking early this morning. Does your kids ever miss the bus on the worst day, the day that you were sleeping? Oh my God, look who's here, bright and early. What the hell? Good morning to you.
Came in at 9 and she was like, all right, I'm here, y'all.
I'm here, y'all.
What's the topic? What the hell?
What's the topic, boo?
Hot topics is Friday. You got your coffee, boo? You got your coffee. All right now.
Give me that, because I'm going to enjoy some of this. I'm thinking, I'm going on my 40-day cleanse. Well, I'm just doing squats, sit-ups. I'm doing everything. I'm going to see what I can do, what my body can do in 40 days.
What it can do. Okay.
Well, no, why I keep on saying 40? 60 days. I got April and May. So I'm launching all of my shows, 60. But it's 60 days. And because we go to Jamaica in June, and I want to be
going to Jamaica, man. Jamaica. J-A-I-M.
I want to be ready. I want to be ready.
What the L says? She got that red cup action going on. Oh, somebody gonna have that 60-day Jamaica body.
Yeah, we see what we can do in 60 days with this thing. So, gonna have to drink all black coffee. Yeah, and agave, because agave is my friend. I've been doing that. That's why I said, let me get this last cream and taste, because you always want what you can.
Today's the last day. It's the 31st, honey. Tomorrow's the 1st, so.
Red cup action going on.
She got her red cup.
Honey, well, it's hot topics today, so ain't no rules. It's Friday. We just on here before we get the weekend started. We don't have nothing specific to talk about, okay? Straight up, what's going on in the world?
Y'all heard that news, that indictment.
Oh my God. What did he get indicted on, though?
They ain't saying the charges yet until he go to court.
Oh, wow.
Because he's a former president. They have a different standard than the regular people.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't gonna have no handcuffs, all that fingerprints, but treat it differently.
But was those pictures lies of them chasing him down and putting him on the floor? Did you see those audio?
I didn't see it.
Oh, that's what I said. What? There was images of him when they was like he just got up.
You better stop. Oh, here we go with the foolery. Here we go.
I think I'm going to figure out some stuff today while we out here.
Here we go with the foolery.
What's that stand for?
They going to have pictures, all type of pictures with his daggone.
Oh, this is a screen share. This allows me to screen share.
Everything. Here we go with the foolery.
Listen. I don't even know, but they were showing, like, it was some time ago, but they were showing pictures of Donald Trump, like, running and them trying to grab him, and he's like fighting and falling all over the floor in his suit like Medea. Exactly like Medea. That's how they had Trump. So I don't know if that was real images. If with this
it ain't real.
With this so new stupid way of it looks so real. If it wasn't real, I don't know how they did it. Like literally, he was like, and they were like, he was like falling on the floor. I was like, this can't be real. That's why do y'all know this is new AI thing coming out?
Oh, yeah, you've been talking about this AI for a minute.
How do y'all feel about are the, real computers walking around. Now, a lot of people are liking it because, okay,
Teslas,
the AI, you can tell the AI, you can come home and tell your AI, I got a paper due, write the paper, they're going to write the paper, you turn it in, you get an A. What I'm saying is this whole concept, first of all, it's going to be back to how it used to be, right? Because now only the people who have the money will be able to even get the luxury of buying more time back, right? Because what I find is that after I got over that whole, and let me correct myself, because mommy, sometimes I'll be like, money is the root to all evil, but the love of money is the root to all evil. So you don't want to forget the love of money. But now you're thinking about all of this idea where now just the people with money gets more opportunity to get a break. You know what I'm saying?
I told you.
It's more, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's more hard to get that thing. And then what really is one of a kind? So now, they said, why is it yet weaker?
Yeah, that's going to be
so now you start creating artificial intelligence, and how do one stretch their brain? How do you go into your best self? Because you are supposed to, once again, I said this microwavable mindset is why we got cancer in the head. Oh my God. Remember my face shirt where I said I got a face shirt that has the cancer ribbon in teal, right? Because I represent teal, intuition, healing, that fruition, all of that good stuff. That's what the turquoise and teal represents. That's a part of my logo that y'all see everywhere, right? And so when I had the face shirt and I had that on, I did it like 2 years ago, remember? And I was like, wait a minute. The healing is in the cancer and it's teal because it's the healing of the mind, right? Because when you're reading the book, I went through how you can have a cancer of the mind, right? Because they said that mustard is anti-cancer, right? And so the properties in a mustard heal all these bacteria, cancerous. It does so many things. The properties of mustard, which gets broken down, and what the F is your mustard seed. There's more than just a story. It's actually a process. So with that being said, and you have all of that breaking down, imagine if you had that type of faith in your mindset, then you will remove those cancer, those doubts, because the opposite of faith is fear, and fear is doubt and insecurity and unworthiness and just not feeling like you can, right? That the ability to doubt everything you have going on. So it's like when you think about it, if you have a cancer in your mind, it stops you from developing, right? It starts to eat away at you, right? And so cancers in your minds are the things that you've experienced that eat away at you. I.e., let's see where Author L is saying. She says, how important is it to have your husband, family, friends support you in your business? Can that make you or break you and your confidence on being successful? Meaning, if you have a creativity side of them support it. If you have a creativity side of them support it and bring it to light, if that makes sense. I had a conversation with somebody and we were talking about how important that segment is in our life, because a lifetime we can self-doubt ourselves and be our worst enemy. That part. And you know what I would say too? A lot of times we would like everybody to see us at the same time, but that's why it's important to realize that God only said you needed only one other person. He said if two can touch and agree, it is so. And I think a lot of times when we're in the dream part of it, we think we need everybody and we're not ready for everybody yet, right? Because God is still developing us, right? And so you need a person. You may find a group of people who are like-minded, but to find family members let me tell you something, even Jesus, come on now. Now, if you're a biblical person and you read that Bible, you see that Jesus wasn't even respected at home. He was healing everywhere. But where he was from, they only saw him as a carpenter, right? Because sometimes people can't see past the moment the magic happens, right? They still see who you used to be and not who you currently are. And so sometimes it's hard to get your family and friends to support you because first of all, if they're not in the same mindset as you, they can't even comprehend what you're doing. If they have a 9 to 5, most people expect you to do what they're doing. Like, i.e. me. Because I'm an entrepreneur, want everybody to be an entrepreneur, right? Because the thing that drives you is what you're trying to pull everybody into. If they have been workers their whole life, then they want to tell you the security isn't working, because that is the evidence of what they see, right? Because it takes faith to stand out. But that's why if you find one person, good morning, Nancy.
Good morning, Nancy.
If you find one person, then that is all you need to have a soundboard to celebrate you. Not a person that's doubting you. You got to find a person that believes in you no matter what. Right? And that could be your husband. Sometimes it could not be your husband. There's a lot of people in relationships who are trying to set the tone, and their significant other don't get it, right? It's like, first of all, I want you to do it like my parents did it. My father did this. My mother did this, right? And so that's still an expectation that we have on each other. And so what I say, don't waste your time worrying about your family to support you, because trust me, when you arrive, everybody's going to see you. Everybody's going to see you. And having people in too soon can mess up that picture we were talking about yesterday, right? Because you're creating the picture. And if you get so many people that want to support you but still doesn't have the faith, because faith is freedom after insight to higher self. If they don't have the faith to see it for themselves, then you can't expect them to see it for you. If you haven't seen them create a dream, actually take a vision in their head and make it a reality, is back to the basics of saying you can only expect out of something from somebody what they already have. And the illusion that they're going to give you what you want from them when they haven't even developed that in their self is the fault of our own, which keeps us stuck in that feeling of not being enough. Yeah, go ahead, Kia.
And disappointed in the support. So the whole goal is to not be like upset or stuck in a place of the negative of what you're not getting, and find the support and the circle and the people that is in your realm of entrepreneurship and, you know, what you're doing too. Because like Precious was saying, it just takes one person, right? And that one person can lead you to another person that will lead you to another person, right? Because, and it's gonna keep on going. It might not be in the person you think it should be in, and most of the times it's not, to be honest. It's gonna, that's why you gotta keep focused on what you're doing and your goals. Don't worry about who ain't supporting it, because you're wasting time, because they're not the people. They don't understand your dream. It's your dream, not theirs, right? It's your vision, not theirs. You can't expect them to see it, and it's going to be hard to try to make somebody see it because it's not theirs. Like Precious said, they might be a worker or they might be a business owner, but they're in another whole business and they ain't focused on what you're doing. They focus on what they do. So if they not being supportive because they so supporting what they doing. And so, but like I say, you gotta see who's holding what you need to expand or grow in your business. And then all it takes is one.
That's right.
Right? We have true live examples that I might be doing what I'm doing, but I might be at an event and hear of someone that maybe Precious needs, right? It just takes one person. So now I'm like, yeah, my cousin, no, she ain't doing credit, but she's an excellent poet, and she's doing a nonprofit, Y'all definitely need to.
She's a keynote speaker.
Come on now. She reaches out to Precious. Now Precious doing this and doing that, and they hooked up because that's the lane they're in, right? Yes. But then she might say to Precious, oh my God, I need you to meet so-and-so. Because now they're in the same realm around the same people. And it's not about taking the light off of her. It's like, no, girl, you need to meet so-and-so because she would be perfect. Y'all would be perfect. She might could tell you something else. Yeah. So don't get so...
Been out of shape.
It's hard, and I understand it. I had to realize that, you know, talking to the Apostle Precious Paul and the soul coach to give you another perspective. And it's because it's your friends and family, it's hard. Yes. And it's like you expect it from them first before the strangers.
Yeah.
But the reality is you have to get past the hurt of it, forget escaping, and rise to the occasion. That I ain't gonna sit here like this, and I'm not gonna keep feeling like this. Yeah, I'm human, but you know what? Let me go out and find other people and circles. And if you found the circle and it ain't the circle you thought it was, there's other circles. That ain't the only one. There's so many lovely people that will take you under their wing, or you could just keep getting into networks, keep going into other places and spaces, because I promise you, you will find those people that will take your business to a whole nother level.
And it ain't your family.
And it's not going to be your family or friends.
I was just telling me and Kia was just talking about this yesterday at like post show, right? Because when you think about it, if I think about all the family members that I have, I will be a #1 bestseller the minute anything launches. Everybody just support it, right? So I want you to not get the illusion that the people that you see doing stuff is getting all of the support of everybody around them, so it makes it easy. No, God wants to know, who are you in it for? Will you do it when nobody sees you, right? Because that's the true measure of your character, right? Because it is easy to do it when everybody's cheering and everybody's clapping and everybody's supporting you and everybody's acknowledging you. But how hard is it to do it when people are not seeing you, where it's like you're feeling like, I got to convince people to support me, right? And so when you realize that you are the evidence, because you don't convince nobody support you when you're inspiring them. And I think we spend too much time trying to convince people instead of realizing your job is to inspire people. God didn't set you here to convince people. Matter of fact, that rough stuff we talked about, that sandpaper, is family. Because if you can make it through the rough edges of family, then the world will be your oyster, right? It's preparing you to deal with the world. Because if you got over that thing with this person that you love, then surely you can overlook other people's difficulties and insecurities, because you've been built for the ride. And so the process is what's building you, which is giving you your qualifications and all that good stuff. And so when we think about it, we know that, man, with the family that I was threw into, if everybody supported me, it would work. But then that would be easy. And God ain't microwavable.
It ain't supposed to be easy.
God is not there is not a person that I listen to who are on high levels who did not say that their family came last. Matter of fact, when you go through the Bible in the very beginning, remember, everybody was overlooking Jesus. And there came a point past when he had been healing and now paparazzi was on him. If there was a word paparazzi. Strangers following him down, taking a roof off, rolling it down. Guess what? His brother, his mama was outside the doors. They came to Jesus. They said, guess what? Your mama, your family is outside. Your mama and your brother is out here. They said they want to see you. Jesus, he said, my family is right here. See, and that's when the change comes, right? Because everybody want to jump on the bus when it's arriving. Nobody wants to help build the bus. Everybody want to get on the ark, but nobody wanted to help build the ark. Everybody was telling him how crazy he was. Just think about it, because let me tell you something. To be set aside is to be set apart. It's going to cost you something. You're going to be lonely when you set aside. So if you could just imagine what it took for Noah to build an ark, and everybody's walking around thinking it ain't been no rain. He out his daggone mind. A ark that's going to take 2 of every animal and his whole family on it. Could you imagine how big that got to be when we really want to think about it? 2 of everything, plus stuff to offer still, plus stuff to feed the animals, plus, because remember, it was the animals that fed the animals. Come on now. So you had to have stuff. Birds that was going to be able to get, not that wasn't a part of the 2x2, but that they got to be able to let out of the boat, for them to go see if there's dry land, because you remember they was on there for 40 days and 40 nights. And so all I'm saying is that, trust me, Noah had family. But the only person that was on the boat with him after all and said was done was his wife. And did he have kids? He may have had kids. I think he may have had kids, but I can't quite recall. I read that story. You know, I let it, the things that stick when I'm reading. So I can't remember about the kids. That's easy Googleable, and anybody could tell me. But all I'm saying is that, of course, people was looking at him like he was crazy, and nobody offered to help him build. But I bet you when that boat was running, when that rain came a coming, they was wishing. They probably was hanging on to the sides, and we had pictures. They were probably riding up the thing and wishing and hoping that they had saw through them what God had placed in him, right? And so instead of taking it personal, feel like God set me apart. He wants me to be the example. And so instead of expecting your friends to follow you or your family to do it, support you, go out there in the world and find those people that you came to heal. Because your DNA means that all of y'all got the same property. So you really don't need to be healing them, right? You need to get out of side of the thing, because God is like, remember, we the salt. And so if you're in the same family, then you probably got some of the same flavors. Give and take in different areas, right? Because that DNA is what binds y'all. That means that's what's that skill, that thing that's in you that runs through your body, your things that make you gifted, right? I found out when we were young that Marcus Garvey is our related to us, right? Our cousin. So now, Marcus Garvey being our cousin, when I went to see the African American Museum, I realized that he created the pen. Now, he's a part of my bloodline, and I write poetry. So the pen go down generations, and now I'm using the pen of my ancestors to write poetry, right? To write books, right? What he created. So what I'm saying is that the DNA is what binds y'all together. And it doesn't always mean that you're going to know what somebody has when they have it. It don't mean that they're going to know what you got when you have it. Long as you know what you have, you will be the example for them, because maybe God is using you to make them believe who they can be. So they're not supporting you because they had doubted themselves for so long. And maybe you getting a tribe and getting a community and showing them what you taught and building your tribe, because your message means somebody is connected to you. So if somebody's connected to your message, then like what me and Kia are doing is just speaking. And then you're going to find the people that relate to you, right? Because relationship is relating so the ship can move. So you don't be anchored in your understanding. And so when you speak to like your amazing testimony, Author L, when you speak about your amazing testimony, you know how many people that are not your family that's going to be listening to you? Do you know how many people who they are going to see you through their eyes, because they're going to say, who is that woman? They're going to be like, that's my cousin. You got to hustle to everybody your cousin. You hear me?
That's my sis right there.
That's my daughter-in-law. Hustle till they gonna say, call you by name when they didn't, right? And so your job is to show them why you are who you are. Why? What? When heaven yelled. They held and brought you in. And so if we wait for them to support us, we'll be like them. We'll die with our dreams in us. Die with our dreams in us. You know how many people who are not brave enough to set forth in their dreams? And so you think it's them not supporting you, but it's really because they haven't yet supported themselves. So how can they give to you what they have not yet given to themselves? It's not personal. It's process. So why don't you be their process? Teach them how to support one another. Teach them how to believe in somebody when they come to you with something. You be that agent of change. And how you change their mind is by showing up anyway. How you change their mind is by being who God called you to be in their presence. Because once again, I said, if Jesus, mama, and brothers believe in him, they was already been on a journey. They would have been outside the door talking about something. Oh, that's my son in there. That's my brother in there. Let us in. Tell them that we at the door. He would already have been there. So sometimes it takes them a little while to get to where you at. And don't hold no hard feelings
or grudges. Just
that. Don't hold that, because guess what? You came to be a water walker, and the way we water walk is by letting go. You know, anything that is less dense will rise, right? Because if you learn math, you know density. So when something is heavy and you put it in the water and it's heavier, it's going to sink to the bottom, right? That's just what heavy things do in liquid. So if you are to be a water walker, that means you got to let go of the things that you cannot change, i.e. people, places, things, right? You got to let that go so that you can rise above it and you can walk on water. That means that I'm not allowing everything to Anchor me down where you can't see me. There you go. You gotta let it go
so you can start,
so that you can grow.
So you can start rising up above the water. Keep your head above the water, girl. You anchoring yourself, holding all of that inside of you and on your shoulders, and it's like that's not something you need to be. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm always come from that angle. People really don't care, and you can't make them care about what you care about, and that's just real. So stop worrying about what other. You can't make people care about your mission. They can't relate, or they don't care what you got going on. So you can't make them care. Yeah. They either care or they don't, and they're gonna support you or they don't. You don't focus on the ones that's not. You gotta keep moving on, boo. And it's gonna be all right.
That part. Read that book.
Do you know how many people collectively we could be in front of?
That part collectively.
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do. I do. I got it. I'm about to put us together. Don't you worry, because I got a mission. I got a mission, and it is to change the darkness in the world. What is a chandelier fair? It's a chandelier fair is what I'm gonna call this mission, because everybody has a light, and the more lights that come together, the more beautiful the room is, the more brightly lit it is. So it ain't about no lights no more. We a chandelier. We gotta connect the lights at this point. Now that everybody got their lights on, it's time to go ahead, baby.
She said, "It's so many egos that are out here because you do it."
That part.
You think that no one else is supposed to do it, like you dominated the market.
Period.
Always tell everybody there's room at the table. Get them coins. Child, it's so many you go down the aisle of bread. White bread, chips. Wheat bread, chips.
Let's do the same flavor. Plain chips.
Child, and you think that's gonna stop somebody else coming out with another bag of chips?
Come on,
plain. Why? Because I'ma just mark.
Because you got Lay's and you got daggone Ruffles and you got Wise and you got great. Listen, you got great value brand. The thing is,
the store said I'm coming out with my brand too. I don't care about y'all big names and y'all been already out there, but guess what?
There's great value for everybody. Yes.
Equate. Right.
And let me tell you something. The reason why you were probably drawn to that person is because they had something that was on. You was on the same highway. You wouldn't even see people. God is so strategic in your life plan that even when you are around people, the reason why you are around is like-minded, right? I got around Melissa. Melissa started listening to me, and then we bonded, and I was like, "Oh my God, you write the most beautiful poetry." But she was drawn to the poetry because she has a gift of poetry. Even the books. I was drawn to somebody because I wrote my first book in snail mail. And somebody, Kia, introduced me to somebody, right? I.e., like she said, because, honey, she was in the house right here on the internet. But she was out because she was a multi-level marketer. That's my one. See that?
And that's for
you just need one.
All these people around the world pushing out a product and service for one company. So when you talk about that, I'm the epitome. Network marketing is an epitome. Mary Kay, credit repair, any network marketing.
This is a good one you brought up, Arthur L. This is real good.
Of everybody doing the same product or service. But guess what? We all making money. Why? Because we are ourselves and how we market, right? And how we network with people. You could be a 6-figure earner. I could be a $20,000 earner, but it depends on me. We all are marketing the same product and service for the one company.
One product. Come on now, preach.
Come on, Arthur L. You got this. My husband was upset with me. You talking about somebody almost getting divorced because I was out here networking, right? For this one company, and I'm just one independent contractor for this company. So when you say there's room at the table, you best goddamn believe it is. I left corporate America on my first entrepreneurial journey, pushing a product, a service for this one company, and I enjoyed it. I met some great people. I met you. Come on, girl. That's how I met you. And my whole team was at events, and we all on the same team pushing one service. Credit repair.
And because I had one person, I was home. pushing the internet. Since 2016, I've been going live every Tuesday on I Choose Me. I started the movement and I was going live ever since. But I wrote my first book in 2006. It came out in 2007. Okay?
Come on.
That same book I had when Kia started doing her company. What year was that?
2016.
2016. How many years later? That's over 11 years after I did my book, right?
2007. Yep.
Well, about 11, 10,
yeah.
9. Yeah. So you see that? So that fast. Now, not that fast as in from one book to the next book. She goes out and who do she meet while she's marketing? Because I had one.
Will there be one?
Will there be one
that supports you and is in your mission too? Understands your mission. It might not be what I'm doing. We're totally different, doing two different things.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean I can keep my ears and eyes open for what you got going on when I'm in the room.
That part. And what did I do? I met different people. I met the people that was on my thing. I met people from Kia's world. You see what I'm saying? That's what collaboration do. When you complete and not compete, everybody eats. Let me say that again. When you compete and not complete, everybody eats, right? And making it available to each other, right? Being real support system. So that is so important outside of family and friends, is to finding the right tribe. The tribe that is a full circle. What you say?
Nobody on my team was my family and friends. And
None of them.
Even when my two sisters came, even when my family came on my team, they left.
Mm-hmm.
My whole team was strangers.
Mm.
And I made 60-something thousand my highest year.
That part. Amen. So true.
Strangers. So it doesn't matter. We could be doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If we do a clothing line today and we call it the same thing, we both gonna make different money because of the individual. It's an individual effort. I'm not wasting time with nobody who don't. Credit repair is the most. Everybody doing credit repair. Everybody want to be speaking. Like saturation. That's an overstatement. If I got the idea to do a clothing line right now, I'm going to do it. And guess what? I'm going to throw myself in there with everybody else. It's you. Don't give up you. You are special, girl. You got this.
You're one of a kind.
Family and friends.
Listen, it would be great if they did it. But how would you process if God gave you everything? Because listen, if we all got our families to just support immediately, how would we go through the real conditioning, right? Because I don't care if you're going to box, if you're going to be into sports, they go through training camp, they go through conditioning, they get your win up, they do all that work, right?
Training.
All of that training to prepare you so your family trains you for what you say you want. We want to know, how hard do you want it? When will you stop? So when nobody's sitting there, is it over? See, God is preparing you because he knows what he's preparing you for, what he's equipping you for. So again, I keep on going back to that part where yesterday we spoke about the sandpaper. Sometimes it feels like sandpaper. But God said, I got to send you through the rough patches so that I can smooth you out. So you can see what I'm trying to show you. So you could be who I'm trying to make you. You need to understand that life is not microwavable. And I don't care what it look like. It costs them something. Oh, they paid a hefty price for that. And if you reverse engineer their story, you respect what it costs for them to show up. And then you wouldn't be so like, oh, well, no, it's no easy road. It's, listen, going up.
Family is easy road. We ain't going to be like that.
It's like going up a side of a mountain. How easy is that? And I love that Jamisa said, do it with humility.
Yes.
God said, if you let your talents go to waste, you will be buried with them. Come on now. Preach. You better preach. I guess I was. Preach. Amen. You got to find people to heal.
Yes.
You got to find people to heal.
Us, the people, the strangers that's going to become family. Right?
Heaven vibrations. Oh, I like that.
Come on now.
I like that.
Love vibration.
Queen Anderson, you better say it. Ron Paulin says you have to get with like-minded people. That's so important. You have to. I'm legit, but can't get dirty if I have to.
Come on now. I'm legit, but we can get a little dirty.
We can get a little dirty.
Never
but that's
dirty,
what I'm
dirty.
saying. So definitely, if you have somebody that in this time and season, if you have a dream or a wish and you got somebody that you're connected to, you're in relationship with, you want to hope that they at least support you, right? And teach them how to support you. You know how you teach them how to support you? Support them first. It says give to receive. So if you support people in their dreams, they will support you in theirs. And maybe their dream is a job, right? Maybe their dream is to have I have a friend who she loves a simple life. She enjoys everything, but she's like, no, I got to have a job. And I love her for it. I support her through it. I'm not trying to change everybody into a boss or entrepreneur.
We need workers.
We need people to be workers, but we got to respect who people are. And we got to actually look over this time span. You have a relationship with them. You kind of know how they're going to show up for you. You know by your relationship who's going to say and do what. Now, we could play dumb because we just don't want to accept reality. But in reality, we have that intuition to know that anytime I tell this person something, this is their response. So I don't tell them this person something. I show this person something. So you sometimes you got to know who each person is. You got to put them in that box so that you don't keep on getting dirty or get offended because you pulling out somebody to support and you know that's the secret person. Right? So you got to know who they are in your life so that you can reach for the right person. When I'm telling the secret, I'm going to reach for that person. When I need somebody to support me in my dreams, I'm going to reach for that person. You got to identify them so that you stop wounding you. You wounded you because you haven't identified who they are yet. And you mad at them because they're consistently being them. That's their job to be them. And it's your job to be you. So if you know who them are, then why is it stopping you from being who you are if it's different? Because if they could be them, then why the hell can't you be you? So that's what our responsibility is, to not get caught into what they say, because it's what you say for your life. You get to control your life.
You do.
Don't let them hurt your feelings.
Only you can control your life. You don't give
nobody
that much power to control your life. You ain't no puppet. You pull the strings on your own life, and those are your choices that you choose to make. Your strings is the choices that you choose to make for your life.
And the last thing I want to say about that is
all of our lives. We all do it. Not you.
Yeah. The last thing I want to say is that pay attention to the people who are adding. I have to sometimes you tell my kids when they have a party, be like, oh, such and such not here. You don't concentrate on who's not here. You celebrate who is here, because that which you put energy in is what's going to blossom into your fruit, right? That's your tree of life. And so if they matter to you, pay attention to the people that matter. If it was 2 people that showed up, you celebrate those 2 people, because that's what you needed. You didn't need everybody. You need somebody, because you are one, and 1 times every number is that number. So every time you can get credit in the room, get your credit. So God said, I'm going to multiply you. Why did he say he was going to multiply you? Because you are 1. And anything times that number will be that number. So if it's 2, just because you showed up, 2 people are better. If it's 10, just because you showed up, 10 more people are better. 1 times every number is that number. So that's why he said, will there be 1? Because if 1 person can show up, I can multiply this whole damn room because you opened your mouth. I can speak. And 50 people in the room, and 50 people get touched, guess what? I get credit for 50 people. Because if the wages of sin is death, then what is the wages of life?
1 person died on that cross. Just 1.
It's everlasting, right? What is the wages of love, I mean? If the wages of sin is death, what are the wages of love? It is everlasting life. And so you always get what you need when you show up with your intention. So listen, and I had to learn the hard way. Girl, I was like you. I was in my feelings. I was crying like, where's everybody at? I come from a large family. Everybody will put money together for somebody getting in trouble. But when you put money together for somebody who is actually orchestrating a dream, right?
That part.
So it is hard because, and I'm only telling you because I had to grow through it. But it ain't what you go through, it's what you grow through. You don't let it stop you. You take who shows up, you appreciate that, and you keep it moving. And the people that don't, you just know, oh, right now, you don't see it, and that's okay. Because it took me a while to see me. You in your 40s, 50s, and that means how long it took you to see you. How can you expect them to see you when you're with yourself 24/7 and you haven't even shown yourself yet? It would be impossible. They don't spend enough time with you to see you like you see you. And if you're waiting for them to see you, then where will you be? Got to do it on your own. You got to show them who you are.
Yeah. Keep moving and just show. Show thyself approved, honey. So Ron says if we just supported the ones we around, it would make drastic changes in our community.
Oh my God. So true.
It would have a drastic effect on the whole community.
Yes.
Because like Gamisha said, collaboration, not competition. We doing the same product. We ain't competing. We out here changing lives.
We completing. It's a relay race.
Community.
That part. And you can't do listen, even with speakers and stuff. First of all, it's only one speaker on one stage at one time. It's 1 million rooms. Why is you even competing for that? Why we can't be in a team together, right? Because everybody can't be at the same place at the same time.
And everybody has a different message.
Yes.
And delivers the message differently.
The same message.
You could have we could be in a conference and y'all could all have the same topic. And each speaker, because they're their own individual with different fingerprints, they're going to deliver the message and the topic differently. And you're going to resonate with whoever you resonate with, depending on who you are.
That part. Period, Pooh.
Yeah, that's just it is. But the competition is real because if you don't know, people will plant a seed and they think that it's a competition and you lose focus on the cause and vision.
Yep.
You do.
But that's why you got to keep on remember what I said. Don't compete.
Positive.
Complete. Keep the L in it. And the L stands for love. Love grows everything, but you have to love who first? Yourself first. Because God said love your neighbors as you first love yourself. And so if you don't take that L, when you take the L, right? It may seem like an L. People say an L is a loss. No, an L is a love. Because I surrendered. Surrendering is love. So I'm not trying to compete with you. I'm trying to surrender to something bigger than myself so that I can love you outside of this moment. So that's what we do, right? We show up so that we can be the difference. And sometimes people are insecure because of your shine. But again, I used to say, if you look into the sun, you squint your eyes. So they're not hating on you. They just can't receive you because of your level of brightness. Because if you've developed and done the work, it's like, well, what makes you so much better than me? So that's why I said it. I love that Nipsey Hussle, right? Is it Hussle? Nipsey Hussle? That he said it that way, that sometimes it's just hard for them to receive you because it reminds them of who they could be, because they know that they have the same DNA per se, right? And so it may not be personal. It may just be their process. So I love that. And yeah, we don't have to compete, but it's so easy to compete because competition can keep you on your toes as long as it's friendly competition, not jealous, zealous, I'm going to sabotage you type of thing.
Right.
Now, that's another level.
We had competitions all the time on the team. And remember, we're with the same company.
We're with the same company.
The same service.
But it makes you rise
we had
to
a
level.
Good, friendly competition, and we gave out gifts. So if you step into a room and you're a speaker and you're in a room with all speakers, you don't feel like it's a competition here. You smile. Mentally, we have to stop thinking negative. Anytime you think negative, come from love. Think love, right? And switch your mindset, right? To say, look at all this inspiration I'm about to get, all this stuff I'm about to learn. You know what I'm saying? Not that it's a competition. Even if you start feeling that competition energy, you gotta be the better person to cut through the thickness of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you shine your light and you change the atmosphere.
And I love that because that falls right into Jamisha, and she says we are all good stewards, good Samaritans.
Come on, you be the light. You be the difference. You be the game changer.
People have to stay aligned with the Lord. He validated us already, period.
That part.
Here, you were born enough, right? And so if you were born enough, that's your validation.
Never feel like competition because you was born enough. I choose me movement.
That part. Author L says,
that is true. That is how we met. Can't get rid of me now. And we ain't trying to. We need to go to lunch, boo. I know God has his time in this planet. What we don't do is wait on here. We want to do it ourselves. We don't want to wait on him. We don't want to wait on him. We want to do it ourselves. I tell myself and I tell folks all the time, just do it and stop listening to the naysayers.
That part.
Yes.
Because if Jesus listened to the naysayers, will we have been healed? Will we have everlasting life? No. Yes. He had to do it because that was his assignment.
Yes.
Not because they saw him. Not because they even respected him, because it was his assignment. He was assigned to the cause. So if your book is your assignment, you got to do it whether they follow you or not. I don't care if you only sell one copy.
Will there be one? Will there be one?
You got to do the work, because when you do the work, then they can show up. But you got to show them what you're talking about. When they can hold physical evidence, see physical things, they got to respect your gangster. Is that the phrase?
Come on now. We going to make them respect our gangster.
They going to respect your gangster.
With it off the L. See, we talking your language now. You about that.
Make them respect your gangster by what? Doing what you do.
Doing it regardless of the support.
Pulling out the G in you. That's the God in you, right? So your gangster is pulling out the G in you. That God in you, that means that I could do all things. That if I have one, you got two right here.
Come on.
We believe in you, girl.
Come on.
We know what you can do. You know why? Because we had to do it.
Let's change
we had
to
go through it. And that's what I mean about being the real picture. So when people say, listen, it's hard, I say, girl, it was hard for me too. But guess what? It's worth you getting past that point. When I wrote my 365, I have it's 8 aunts and uncles. And I was launching my book and I couldn't believe all of them came. Everybody came down here. I mean, from upstate. I mean, all of them was here to support me in my dream, right? Because it is the people that show up. There were so many people that came to say you made a difference. And guess what? The book was already written by the time they came to come to the launch party. So I did my part, and then I invited them to the party to show them so they can hear and see what I've been doing when they couldn't see me. That's how you do. You invite them. Show them what you're doing. Get on that Zoom and be like, listen, I'm calling a Zoom meeting, family, and tell them how you feel from your heart, because you'll be surprised how many people are just distracted. And you taking it personal, and they really just distracted. They don't even get it. So set up the life the way you want it. Do that Zoom meeting and say, listen, y'all, I'm doing ABC and I don't feel supported. How many people see what I'm doing? How many people can support me right now? That's your job, to ask for what you want. It is up to you. You have what it takes to say, this is what I need. Because if they say no, you'll be right where you are. But if they say yes, oh my God. What a difference. So it's worth the risk, because you don't lose nothing. You can only gain. But what you will gain in that moment is respect, and you will plant a seed of what it means to support you. Maybe they don't know how to support you. You got to tell people how they can support you. And be real and be honest, and don't be rude.
Let that gangster come out, girl.
Leave that gangster in the closet, okay?
Go on.
You got to be humble with it. Can you please? You know, when I'm a damsel in distress with my husband, I'm like, yo, who you talking to? He's like, I'm talking to you. But I'm saying, who are you talking to? Oh, I don't know. I need to watch my tone. You got to sometimes you got to give them the softer side, because people love a softer side.
They gonna match fire with fire. You know how to get stuff out your boo, honey. You know when you got to switch it up.
You know what to do. There's always room for advice and nuggets. That part. Go ahead, boo boo.
My dad, I got to just cry some tears.
You got to cry some tears sometimes. Yeah. That's yours.
That's how my father lost everything in his business. His focus is vision to where family members did press on and start their own businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Businesses.
But when he didn't have the family supported understanding, he let outsiders come and they took it from him, and he went into a Great Depression.
So because he didn't have the family support, strangers came in and bought the business from him. Oh, he was needing like financial help with his business to keep it afloat. And because they didn't support, he wound up losing it from outside strangers.
His family business.
Got you. And he went into a Great Depression. Yeah.
But that's why it's important to build your team, because let me tell you something. Everybody has their own dream.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to
on his family, and he needed to focus that time on outside sources to team up with him, so that the outsiders didn't come in.
Okay, Johnny Ray Jr. I'm done. In case you don't know, I was born
straight
under
like him,
Bishop Johnny
Ray Jr. Come on now.
Johnny Ray Youngblood, honey. Listen, he taught you to.
That's a real.
That boy was a real one, right there.
Straight talking,
that
straight
right there, eternal life. That's right, because that's what it is. It says if the wages of sin is death, then the wages of love will be eternal life, honey. That means every day you wake up, it's like something else is coming, because your intention is always focused, right? It's a marathon. You better say it, Miss Anderson.
Yes.
It is a marathon. That's why somebody is waiting for your baton.
Here you go. I'm here.
You know what I'm saying?
They got their hand out.
And you know what? And the way, even though it's a marathon, I love the relay race idea, because you gotta pick up your momentum, right? Because every time you slow down, you slow everybody else down, because somebody is waiting on you. Because you show up, somebody else gets to show up. You understand? Let me tell you something. Oprah has never met me in her life. Never, not once. But you can't tell me that inside my head, because she showed up on a level where I can see her, and she inspired me to be like, oh, wait a minute. Being a stay-at-home mom is more than that. Oh, you can go through everything. She was the first person that I personally saw speak about being abused, right? So that was a huge secret of mine, right? I was molested, and there was so much shame attached to that. And I'm looking at somebody so powerful, in position, that had went through the same thing that I went through at a different degree, but yet still something was stolen from them. And I get to see in her just how powerful I still can be. So I know that didn't make me less worthy. It didn't make me imperfect. It was because she was able and honest and transparent enough to share her process and truth. She was authentic. It changed how I saw myself. And she don't even know me. So that's what I'm saying. You can inspire. And then she could tell the stories about how much all her family brought her down, and soul stories and all this other stuff. So the idea you got is like, listen, everybody goes through. But when you show up, it could be somebody like me that's a stranger who is touched. You know how often that's why I say the internet is like God. It's the omnipresence. And I'm going to be honest, my page only shows the stuff that I got an algorithm. So I don't be having that mess on my page. When I'm scrolling, I'm all inspired, because everybody that I'm liking and I'm into, my algorithm is all inspiration. So I tell you, if you want to know what kind of energy you drawing in, look at your page, look at your feed. Your feed will tell you what you eating. Good God Almighty. Your feed, your internet feed, whether it's on IG, whether it's on Clubhouse, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on TikTok, your feed will tell you what you are eating, what you are consuming, what you are giving attention to, what is being nurtured into you. So maybe you got to watch what you are allowing to sink in you, because everything is a seed, whether it's a good seed or a bad seed. Remember, you can have a faith or a fear seed. Both of them are real, and you can nurture both of them. And one can make you even more stuck than you ever was, and one can catapult you into the highest place you've ever been. But you get to decide what you're nurturing self with. So it all starts with you. And so if you feed yourself, I ain't gonna have support, my family, if that's what you tell yourself, then that's the energy that you're gonna draw in. You're gonna keep on drawing in people who don't support you, who don't believe in you, and it's gonna keep on telling you that doubtful whisper, yeah, you out here by yourself. And God is over here saying, no, you're not. No, you're not. I've been here the whole time. No, you're not. You remember that friend over there? They believe in you. You remember that one over there? They believe. Forget them. Tell your story so that I can get the glory and that you could be the evidence. So speak life over your situation. Never don't speak about the lack. Who cares who ain't there? Who is there? So once we deal with who is here and we start saying, thank you for coming, guess what they're going to do? They're going to give somebody else, because it's given to receive it. And a thank you is just a gift you give somebody for showing up. I appreciate you for seeing me. Every time you do that, they're going to see you more, and then they're going to tell somebody, and a friend of a friend of a friend going to tell your mama. A friend of a friend of a friend going to tell your cousin, because God is like that. He going to bring them all the way back around. And they going to see you through somebody they respect. So they're like, wait a minute. She talking about her. Let me go see what my cousin's doing. Oh, she talking about him. Let me go see what my husband's doing. Sometimes even your own mate can't see you. Thank God that wasn't my problem, but it can be a problem, right? But I needed one. He was my one I could develop. Then I had another one who could take me out there when I was home. You see that? God said, you don't need a lot. You just need 1, 2. If 2 or 3 and gather in my name, it is so. So what is the soul you want him to do? That's the question. You know, we can keep on, you know, we almost out of here. Go ahead, boo.
I know. Demetra said, do you know what today is? It's my anniversary.
Happy anniversary, baby.
Anniversary. Happy anniversary. It's your anniversary.
A day for you and him.
Yeah, you and he.
You
that
and he.
Was a good one.
You know I got the rhyme the word.
Anniversary, boo.
Happy anniversary. You know, I was the matron of honor of my pumpkin's wedding.
Oh, respect and respect on my name. Come on, make them put some respect on your name.
Respect on my name. Woo. Oh, I've been a matron of honor 3 times now. You?
Have I been?
T and Mina.
Oh.
Woo, 2 or 3 are, yeah. Woo, 2 or 3 are gathered, and God is amidst, always there, period.
Always there, boo, always.
Always.
No, he made his own money, and yes, they were family. Didn't understand and support. He let outsiders come in, and they took everything. He had his, okay, got
That's the thing, and listen, that's what happened to me. But I snapped that in the bowl, because sometimes you get and you need a tribe and you trust in people and you believe that they understand you and they got your best interest. And even when you're telling them this is not my best interest, they want to do it the way they want to do it. And sometimes you got to let go, because if you know what God gave you, then it is your job to control it and operate like so. So I think that is key, right? Sometimes if you don't have the people to actually, you got to breed up the mindset. It has to be in there. You can't expect them to come. That's why your kids sometimes become your legacy. So my children are growing up. It's like, okay, I'm breeding them up to think like this, so that when they get into position, it makes sense to them. So like I said, sometimes people they just don't understand. They just can't comprehend, and it's okay, but it is just true. They just can't comprehend it.
That part. Come on, Kamisha said.
But somebody from the outside could comprehend it. Why? Because it's their language.
You speaking the same language. You speaking French to them.
Listen. Let me tell you something. Netflix tried to allow Blockbuster to buy them, but it wasn't their language. It was like, who's going digital? Blockbuster went out of business, and Netflix is what? Worth billions now? Billions of dollars, but they couldn't see it. And they was see what I'm saying? Sometimes they can't even comprehend, and you miss out. It's your loss. If you can't comprehend who I am, then that would be your loss, not mine. So I keep it moving to the next stop, baby. Get to the next stop. Somebody waiting on you. Ain't got time to be convincing people. You know on them train? You ever been on New York train? They convince you by the next stop now. They go around with that can, say a word, and they on to the next. They on to the next one. Listen, I'm going to tell you once, and I'm going to keep it moving. If you don't get it, then you're going to catch me. I hope I get to come back around. But guess what? You won't feel bad when you arrive and you say, the people around me are the people who was around me. And let everybody tell whatever story they want.
That part.
She said, OMG, I resonate with you so much. That part. See, we all connected. Well, I didn't know you was in our conversation. That's what we were talking about. All positive, no negative. I already see me, period. Period. Go ahead, boo.
That's why it's important to be around like-minded people that's been through the process. And understand, so that you notice you're not going crazy. That part. Don't let yourself go crazy. You ain't crazy, girl. That's why I said, find your like-minded people. Or, that's why when people tell a story, you say, oh my God, I'm not the only one going through this or feeling this way, so I'm not crazy. No, you're not crazy.
That part.
You got to set them boundaries.
Set them boundaries.
Set them boundaries.
That part. And that's going to save you. Setting the boundaries is going to save you from yourself, because the only person that's going through is you. They fine. They on there. Listen, they on to the next one. You sitting there feeling all trapped, and you putting these negative seeds in, you creating mountains where there could be
trees grow, and they just taking over.
And then you stop, because I'm sure it's paralyzing you, because now you're like, oh, where else do I go?
It took over. It grew. Now the weeds it's weeds now, and it's like we got to get to cutting them down and getting it from the root.
Ron Paul says, I've been 6 best
You've
men.
Been best men 6 times.
Yes, he has, honey. I was saying, when I was saying, you remember they said, what is it? Such and such dresses, and I'm like, Chef Ron need
dresses.
Yeah, I said he need 21 suits, honey. Every time I turn around, he a best man. He is a best man.
That just tells his character. Come on now. See, power couple. This is what I'm talking about.
She says, I love it. Thanks, lady. Bye, bye, boo.
Bye,
I hope your man off this weekend.
It's Friday.
Y'all should have been coming up for Chef Juan comedy show tomorrow.
Doing?
Oh, if y'all ain't got y'all tickets, y'all better get them ones that's not at the door right now. That's only $20, because when you come to the door, it's unfortunately going to be $30 on the night of the event.
What the hell? I know you.
We're going to have comedians. We're going to have 5 comedians. Well, actually more than we done found a couple of different people that want to do amateur night. So we paid 5 comedians, but there will be a couple of them that will come and do amateur night, so that will be super cool. Maybe 5 people that want to come up, so that I guess we could set it up. But the doors open at 8. The show starts at 8:30. There will be hors d'oeuvres, first come, first serve until they gone, and there will be a paid bar. So if you want to have a drink, you can go enjoy the bar. Author L says, plan my wedding, coordinated 8 to 15 weddings, bridesmaid. Oh, coordinated 8, 15 weddings. She was a bridesmaid. 6 caught the bouquet every time, and I lost count. Critique everybody's wedding.
I can't. 21 weddings, honey.
I ain't been in that. Listen, how many of my friends got married? That's the part.
Oh, she said she's gonna call you. She needs 2, please. $ One Bite Catering.
Oh,
Cash
yes. Cash App, $ One Bite Catering. Send it to, put that in the chat. So anybody who wants to get their tickets today, is tomorrow, Saturday. This is grown. Chef Ron turning 44. That's the 8th. The whole hood is coming. Everybody's coming out, because you know he is everybody's guy. So I want y'all to get y'all tickets in advance, so we can guarantee y'all get in there and get a seat, honey. Because I know, and now I'm hearing from I'm like, Lord have mercy. But we got our bracelets so we can keep up with people. We got everything set up. It's going to be beautiful. And we're going to celebrate a real king with comedy. Come on now. Kings of comedy.
Come on, King.
Laughter is what you need at this point in your life. Are you having any event in August, Miss Paulin? I'm coming to South Carolina. Yes, Queen. You know what? Guess what? It will be my 2nd annual Soul Foot washing event. I decided to do it every year on my birthday, and so in August, it may not be on my birthday, depending on what day the 6th is. I think the 6th may be a Monday, it might be a Sunday, I have to see. But anyway, definitely going to be having something in August for you to be able to come and see me and be at the event for sure. She said, I have cash. Sorry, you can come drop that cash off, girl.
Oh, okay.
We up the street. Come drop that cash off. Our birthday is in August. Mine is the 14th. Yes, Queen.
Wow,
okay. You a day before my best friend. My best friend's birthday is the 15th. So Leo power. You know I fool with the Leos. That's why you got that energy, boo.
That energy.
You got that same energy, boo. So yes, let's get these cards because we at the hour. This was such a good. I just love our topics.
I love Friyay. We get to talk about everything.
Thank you, Author Lynette, because you just set us on a rant with that one. That was such a good Friday conversation because my God,
struggle with that.
Everybody at one point struggled with support. Oh, everybody,
because that's who you think is gonna support you first, the friends and family,
and it hurts your feelings. You want to find?
Oh yeah, you definitely get.
You want to touch the book, and you find some prayer.
We need some prayer around here. We need some prayer.
Okay, now.
All right.
The word for today is prayer, and I think that's perfect because that's what it requires to feel that peace of knowing that you are enough, with or without everybody's support.
Lord, in the morning you hear my voice. In the morning I pray to you. I wait for you in hope. Psalms 5:3. Never stop praying. Thessalonians 5:17. The Lord does not listen to the wicked, but he hears the prayers of those who do right. Proverbs 15:29. Come, let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker, for he is our God and we are the people of his pasture, the flock under his care. Lord Jesus, you promise to do whatever I ask in your name. Just to speak your name invites peace and confidence into my heart. The answer is so clear. You are always helping me, even when I don't get my way. To pray in your name is to pray surrender to the Father, who is always working for my good. Thank you for that. My ultimate joy is always before you. What can you pray about right now?
Good God Almighty. What can you pray about right now? You can pray to feel enough, even when you don't feel that you can see all the support you need around you. Know that you are enough. And if God wanted them there, they would be there. Right now, he's not ready for them to show up because he controls the mind. Remember, God is so powerful that he doesn't come down himself. He uses each and every one of us. And so sometimes I say, well, that's how God wrote you in. What can I say? And you have to accept that that is how the story goes. But you get to create what you want by you showing up. So regardless of who comes and who goes and who's there and who knows, as long as God be for you, who can be against you? Nobody. And so it'll be amazing if they can stay, but just pray for peace through the process while God develops you before they come, because God's just saying that you're not ready for them yet, because I'm trying to get you where I need you to go. And if everybody comes in, they'll add too much stuff and ruin what I'm creating. And sometimes he has to isolate you so your flavor, as Sabrina says, can marinate. And you can become who he called you to become without everybody's fingerprint on you. So you got to decide your identity before they come, because somebody may steal it, like your daddy said, right? Like you said happened to your daddy. Somebody stole his identity because he just was hoping that somebody would come, right? And so you get to identify with self so that you can identify with who they are, so that when they don't show up, you don't take it personal. You're like, oh, that's you. I understand. It ain't me. No, that ain't you. Always know that ain't you. That'll save your life, knowing that it is not about you. It's about where they are right now. So don't stop being you because they haven't arrived yet. And that's just the bottom line.
And just stop and pray, because at the end of the day, just remember, all support is not good support.
My God.
All money ain't good money.
My God.
So you have to think, I want willing support. I don't want
willing participants.
I want willing participants, right? That's like begging someone to love you. I don't want the person to be begged to be my husband. I'm begging you and I'm trying to show myself approved. No, I want you to willingly, because that love is going to be different. Come on now. You want willing support. I don't want to keep nagging you for you to see me, for you to support me, because it's like in a relationship. What result would that yield if that's how you got it? I need a willing support. I need a willing support from the heart.
I like it.
Voluntarily support.
Yeah.
So just think about that too. So just pray on it and just let go and let God.
And leave it there. Don't you pick it up again. That means when you leave something, it never comes out your mouth again. I have removed this disease. If I think it again, it's now inside me. So once you go to God and you say, you know what? I surrender this thing that I am stuck on. I give it to you. Leave it there. If you speak it again, that's you picking it back up. So this is the last time you say, my family and friends don't support me. No more will we say that. Why? Because we're going to leave it with God in his last prayer. God, I was feeling hurt. I was feeling like I wasn't enough. I was feeling unsupported, but I leave it to you to only send the people to me that will take me to the levels that you dreamed of when you gave me the vision. I trust you with my process. And long as you do that, and the next time you feel it coming out your mouth, you go back and you say, I'm sorry, I picked it back up. Because when you speak it again, no matter what you said, that means you picked it back up. So don't pick that back up no more. Leave it with God and trust that he will make a way and he will send the right people to save you in whatever places to support you and save your feelings. Because that's the only thing that get hurt is our feelings.
It's kind of like been there, done that. Yeah. We know that. How many times we gonna keep saying we know that? It's just like a reminder. So it's like, what are we gonna do about that now? Pretty much.
We figured it out, right?
That. We praying about it, and we going to let it go.
So God be the glory. So here we go, y'all. We're going to pick up our card for y'all weekend. Ready? I am a winner, and I am extraordinary. Extraordinary. Come on, AKA extraordinary. But I am a winner and I am extraordinary. Can y'all see it? It be looking like a glare for us, but y'all might can see it clear when I look at the replay. Here we go. Extraordinary and a winner. And I think that's perfect for this topic today because when you're extraordinary, right? You become a winner because then you have decided that I have set myself apart. Just as God set me apart. I know who I am. I know my worth. And in order for me to win, I got to trust that what I have is enough. That extra is what I needed. And so you are winning in life when you understand that you are extraordinarily made. And when God be for you, who can be against you? Get your prayer life together, okay? That's what God told us. Look, she ready.
I'm ready for tomorrow.
She ready for tomorrow. We about to have a good time. You know, listen, don't nobody party like we party. Let me tell you.
I'm ready. I'm about to do squats and everything, honey. I'm coming in the door. Hey, I'm ready. Ready to go out.
This one, listen, when you get older, honey, you ain't want to go many places. So a comedy show is perfect for 40s, okay? She said, I'm ready for church. I'm ready for church. So excited for Sunday.
I know that's right.
You hear that beat? Do-do-do-do-do.
Come on now, I know that's right.
Beat in your head. But yes, y'all.
Jimmy got soul.
Jimmy got soul. We love you. Don't forget to purchase her. What the F is your mustard seed?
Get your book.
It's not too late.
Right.
Remember, April 23rd, I believe is the date. I gotta look at the flyer that Melissa is doing some amazing flyers right now. But I gotta read the date and time because yes, my dears. In April, we will be dissecting this on Zoom. So I'll be having a show that comes on Thursdays where I'll be interviewing people who turn their faith. So if you're interested in interviewing on my show, my podcast, where you're talking about your faith and your fears, we're going to be honest. We need to do evidence. We need to do testimony. So we got to lead people out. So that all of that is launching at the end of April. So get your book so you can start reading so that when we start the book club, Precious Coffee Shop Conversations Book Club. I'm so excited. This will be the first read. And as we grow the community, your book could be a part of the read too, right? So again, we say you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in the world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Remember, that love grows everything. And so you have to love yourself first. Mm-hmm. You have to love yourself first. We don't compete, we complete. The most important part is the L. And so we got to go in love. We got to support each other, but we first got to support ourselves. Because when we take care of us, she take care of her, you take care of you, guess what's left to do? There will be nothing left to do. So the work is up to you. It's really up to you. And so be extraordinary. Remember that you are a winner. Know that you love who you are becoming, and God loves you. Period. He loves you just as you are. So with or without your supporters, you are enough. You were born enough.
You are a winner. With or without support, you are a winner.
You are a winner. An extraordinary winner.
You are an extraordinary winner.
So you've been tuned into I Want to Purchase ASAP. Yes, boo, get it. I'll be able to send it out to you so you can have it.
See the links? We're going to put it in her messenger.
Yeah, we'll send it in a messenger. All the links are right above. If you decide which one, the color is the best. Let me tell you. That color is where it's at. I love the color. Love the color. So anyway, like we said, you have been tuned into Coffee and Conversations. Don't forget to wake up and make today count. You already have.
Have a blessed weekend, guys. Be safe.
I told you I could dance what I'm saying.
See y'all tomorrow. Those who will be in the building, because we're gonna be
in the building. There'll be some pressure.
I can't wait to have a drink.
One by catering.
I can't wait.
Love you.
Love you guys. Have a great weekend.
The best.
See y'all on Monday.
See you on Monday.
Blessings.
In honor.